On to the second game here, and that is to this. Obviously, tonight the Mavericks are in Phoenix to take on the Suns, the number one team in all of the NBA association, with a winning record wise and a whole bunch of other statistics that put them as the best team in the NBA. Yet again, just like Game One, they are only a modest favorite, in my opinion. And my initial lean here is to take the points and also to use the in-game strategy to my advantage. So if we're looking at the Mavericks and you like the Mavericks, there's no rush to the window right now. You can actually enter the tip-off of the game with no bet in place. And you really want the Suns to get out to a fast start. Dallas is going to come back on these guys. They proved it in Game One. So if you get out to a 12-4 lead somehow with the Phoenix Suns, and you go in and bet 50% of your normal bet size on the Mavericks. And there's going to be a lot of volatility in this game. It's not going to be as much volatility or as fun as the Memphis series is becoming with the Warriors. And the Memphis Grizzlies, Ronald, I think you would agree with me, is the most entertaining, most enjoyable, most fun team to watch because of who they are. I didn't like some of the way the physicality was going last night with, Peyton getting a broken elbow and not being a flagrant foul. I mean, it's getting to the point where, when we used to play street ball back in the day, we used to say no autopsy, no foul. But seriously, I think the refs need to get a hold of the flow of the games. And this is not really one that they have to worry about because the physicality is probably less than any of the other series. But, initially my lean is the Mavericks, and, take it away and tell me if you agree with me or think I'm nuts.
You said the Mavericks is your lean here?
Yeah.
Yeah, this was a tough one because there's no key injuries in this game, right? Like in the first game, there was a whole bunch of, Embiid is out, Lowry's out, and then Miami had a whole bunch of players as game time decisions. Here, there's no injuries to worry about. So we're looking at two teams basically at full strength. For the most part, Dallas is missing Tim Hardaway, but he's been out for a while. So I kind of don't see him as a key injury at this point because a lot of the numbers that they put up post All-Star break have been without him. So to me, they're both at full strength. From a straight up perspective, the Suns have continued to dominate this Mavs team. Suns during the regular season, including Game One, now they're 4-0 straight up against the Mavs. And if you go back a little bit further, I mean, I don't look into long-term team trends like this, but if you go back even further, the Suns have beaten the Mavs in 10 straight games dating back to January 2020. So I think here, and if we think about that, the two constants here is like Devin Booker, obviously, and then you have Luka on Dallas side, and those are and CP also in Phoenix. So there's a lot of a consistency on why that trend kind of makes sense a little bit, right? As far as like how far it goes. But I think the spread here is tough. Once again, I had Phoenix first game. I think there was a bit of value there as far as the spot went. So that went well. Mavs almost came back and backdoor covered, but Suns ended up covering there. I think the Mavs here outscored the Suns 35-25 in the fourth quarter. So I could see them bringing some of that momentum here to Game 2. But overall, I just feel like the Mavs or the Suns match up really well with the Mavs here. I think if you were to get the Mavs plus the points, I think that's fine but I still think Suns win this game. I think even if it's close, the Suns I just think they overpower them here, both offensively and defensively. The one way that I was looking at this, though, is towards the under. I think both teams really shot extremely well in the first game for how both of these teams played defense. Both of these teams were top 10 defensive rated teams in the regular season. And they typically that would transfer over well into the playoffs. In Game 1, both teams shot 47% or better, and they almost shot. I think they both almost shot 40% from three. I don't expect that to happen again. So, and I think the Mavs here being down 0-1 in the series, I think they're going to try their best to try and control the pace. So to me, with their slow pace and a better defensive effort from both teams. I think that the look is towards the under here. I believe the total here right now is at 216. So to me, this game is trending towards the under.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that's the best strategy for both teams, actually, if they want to win the game. So there's a propensity here to definitely see that happen. If you do like Dallas, they fall into a really strong betting angle. 80% winners the last 5 seasons on a 32-7-1 record. Play on road underdogs that are 3-point shooting teams, nailing 33 to 36.5% after the midway point of the regular season and playoffs, and after 2 straight games making 16 or more 3-point shots, and now facing a defense that is also matching that offense at 33 to a 36.5% allowed shooting percentage. That's the rate. Those are the parameters, and that equates to an 80% successful betting angle on the Dallas Mavericks. So if you like Dallas, you obviously love that little betting angle I have there. And that's hasn't had a losing record in 10 seasons. So that one's pretty good, that supports Dallas, but I'm not sure if I can. It's hard to fade Phoenix. It just is hard to fade Phoenix. And 2-player props quickly. I have Dorian Finney-Smith over 14.5 points and assists, plus 100 at FanDuel. Minus 105. You don't want to pay more vig, but if you like BetMGM, which is my favorite one, that's over 14.5 minus 105. So that's not really the end of the world, paying a nickel more. And Reggie Bullock, 10.5 minus 102. And do you think that one's kind of a reach to bet over with Reggie, or are you on board with that?
Is that
I know it's kind of weird.
Is that the points or the points and
points and assists?
Points and assists. Yeah, I mean, obviously, Luka's not gonna. It's gonna be tough because you can't have Luka do it all again, 2 straight games.
That's why I'm doing that. It's exactly right.
Yeah, someone is gonna have to do it. And to me, I took Brunson under points in the first game just because of how he matches, how the Suns match up with him. I think CP is just such a great defender, and he's going to limit him because the way that Brunson plays, he like overpowers other point guards because he's a little thicker build, right? When he played against Conley, he was able to post up. I mean, if you look at like Drew Holiday as well, he was able to post up against guys like Horford yesterday. So a lot of these point guards who are thicker build, they play that type of game where they could take advantage of the skinnier point guards, right, in the league.
Yeah.
Here, he doesn't have the opportunity to do that against CP. And also Phoenix is just a strong team defense regardless. So even if he did get past like Campaign or someone like that, if he has to do that, then Phoenix can defend him there. So I feel like Brunson is going to continue to struggle offensively. So Finney-Smith and guys like Reggie Bullock, they're going to have to step it up, and Kleber as well. So, I mean, I could see them maybe scoring more points. I don't know how much they're going to do assist-wise, just because most of the time Luka and Brunson are the ball-dominant players for this team. So assist-wise, I don't know how much it affects it, but points-wise, if you look at their points props, that could definitely be a look there.
Yeah, I love it.